Previously on In Times Like These.
You've got such a bright future and you should be proud of yourself now that you know that your life isn't a mess. It matters because the baby's yours, Zeke. Yvette's pregnant with your baby. I ain't too sure about that, Quinn. But don't get it twisted. You will sleep with him eventually if you don't want to be seen as a washed-up OnlyFans model for the rest of your life. I'm so confused. I'll make it clearer for you. I want you to marry Alan. He's going against a Russo mom. When an outsider goes against one member of this family, then they go against all of us. You know that. How could you help Owen in his campaign? You're doing what, Harley? Now that our kids are at prom, I can update you on what's going on with the campaign. I'm assuming this is bad news? It's complicated. I'll get into more detail once Udell arrives. Came just in time. Just in time for what, Heidi? Just in time to hear that Harley will be endorsing Owen's campaign. Thanks for treating me to dinner, Vivian. I just hope you didn't convince the Torreses to get their cooks to poison my meal. Don't be silly, Alan. You know I ain't do that. But I only treated you to dinner to discuss business, not to bond as aunt and nephew. We need to figure out how to make sure that the sales go through the roof with the new designs I showcased. Hello, Alan, you still there? Sorry to interrupt, but I couldn't believe my eyes. Alan Russo, the new CEO of Russo Jewelers? It's me in the flesh, and you're Cena July, aren't you? And I'm not one of your subscribers. You just have a very unique reputation. As do you. You know what? You're pretty cute in person. And you really couldn't wait until you became a senior before coming to prom, Didi? Why only enjoy prom for once in my life, cousin? A student in your class asked me to be his date and I couldn't resist. But I see Zeke right now. I'll be right back. Is it me or does Didi seem to be avoiding her date? It's not just you, Max. My cousin's ways really do concern me. You really know how to throw an event, Nichelle. When our class president asked me if I could host prom at Theodosius' palace, of course I couldn't decline the offer. After graduation, I'll be running this hotel by my mom's side, Zeke. What better way to start off my role as the active owner by offering the class of 2025 one final hoorah. You're off to a good start. What's up? Since I made it, I wanted to make sure I ain't miss y'all. That's who Owen was talking about. What do you mean, Udell? Did Owen tell you that he found someone to endorse his campaign? He did. The other day, Owen approached Wanda and I about it. And how come I'm now just hearing about this? Because he didn't inform us who was endorsing him. Most of all, I didn't believe that the person endorsing him was a threat. What I'm trying to figure out is why Harley decided to endorse him. I'm just as confused as you are, Jeremiah. Especially since her annoying son just became CEO of the family company. So I can't figure out a motive as to why she'd go against me like this. Instead of figuring out a motive, we need to figure out how we're going to respond. You're much kinder in person too, Miss July. Please, call me Zena. Alright, Zena, what brings you to Valley Park? I'm sure you've heard that I desire to rebrand my image. As the head of my family's company, I make it a point to keep up with current events. Well, not only am I trying to rebrand my image, but I'd also like a new scenery. So I'm staying at Theodosius' palace until I can find something more permanent. Since you mentioned wanting to rebrand your image, I think I could help you with that. That's cousins for you. They just know how to make their family members tick. Come on, Max. Don't let your frustration with Alan ruin prom night. I'm not trying to be miserable, Vanessa, but graduation is coming really soon. I'm gonna graduate high school with no clear vision of my life. A lot of high school seniors don't have a clear vision for their future, but you can still plan to attend community college. You can even take a gap year if you like to, Max. Either way, you still got your whole life ahead of you. There's enough time to figure things out. It wasn't supposed to be like this, Vanessa. People in my family have screwed me over. What's up, Dee Dee? What are you doing at senior prom? You really couldn't wait another year? I'm only here cause a senior asked me to come with him. Then how come you're not with your date right now? I ain't gonna leave him high and dry, Nisha. All I wanted to do was say hi. I even want to congratulate you for setting this all up. Thanks. Since you said hi and shared your compliments, you can walk back to where you were. Nisha, don't tell me that you don't want me near you cause you don't want everyone realizing how a junior is dressed better than you are. There's nothing to figure out, Udell. You were right about one thing. We have nothing to worry about. Harley's influence in this town doesn't compare to Pacho Torres. But Harley was once married to your brother-in-law. You don't think it will sow a seed of doubt in the mind of voters and draw them to Owen's side? I'm certain that voters are smart enough to see Owen's campaign as an attack against my family rather than improving the community. I have to agree with Heidi, Jeremiah. At least we know that Owen and Harley have teamed up, but you've seen me go against her in court, and that's exactly where she belongs, not on a political stage. How exactly do you plan to rebrand my image, Alan? I'd like to know that too. Are you aware that Russo Jewelers is in a process of placing new jewelry in its stores? Yes, I am. In order to sell them, we need a huge marketing campaign. And there's no better way to sell them than to have a big name wearing the jewelry as we advertise them. Are you asking me to be a model for the company? Are you interested, Zena? Hold up, Alan, don't you think you should speak with the rest of the family first before you make a big decision like this? I get that Zena's got a huge following online, but her image doesn't really align with the Russo Jewelers brand. You signed the company over to me. Remember, Vivian? I don't need to check in with the family about anything since I'm majority shareholder. Here's my card, Zena. Let your people reach my people. Or you can get in touch with me personally. Whatever floats your boat, I'll definitely keep in touch. It was really great meeting you, Alan. Looking forward to discussing business with you. Life doesn't always go the way that we plan, Max. You'll be alright whether you work at Russo Jewelers or not. My own family might not hire me, Vanessa. If I don't get a job at my family company, then what other business would want to hire me? You're creating a scenario in your head that doesn't exist. If you're so concerned about your future at the family business, then you can easily create a business of your own, just like your great-grandfather did. Do you think people would take me seriously, starting up my own company when my family has run a multi-billion-dollar company for generations? Besides, Alan is on a power trip at Russo Jewelers, Vanessa. It's very possible that he could try and block me from stepping foot into the business. So you think that stressing is what's gonna help? I'm really trying not to. But I'm gonna have to figure out what to do because by the time I get my associate's degree, Alan might bring Russo Jewelers down. I know, you're not trying to compare dresses with me. I'm just playing the show. Besides, I plan to design my own dress for my senior prom next year. Maybe y'all will be able to see me wear it by then. Enjoy the rest of your night. I'm so glad that I won't have to keep running into that girl at school all the time. You just heard what Dee Dee said, Nichelle. She wasn't being serious. Is this how it's gonna be from now on, Zeke? I know that you're getting ready to work for Jeremiah Dorval's HVAC business. You might run into Dee Dee pretty often because of that. Please tell me that you're not gonna let her manipulate you after you graduate. What did Heidi call you over the Russo estate for, Jeremiah? To inform me that Owen found someone else to endorse his campaign, and that person is Harley Drake. Harley? She didn't even get involved in his campaign before. How come she wants to endorse him now? I'm not sure, Shelly. Udell and Heidi don't think we have anything to worry about, but you're concerned. Harley and Heidi both lived at the Russo estate together for a time. What concerns me is that Heidi is underestimating Harley. Do you know how Nichelle is enjoying senior prom? I didn't hear from her, but I decided not to text and to let her enjoy her youth for as long as possible. Since she won't be going to college, she'll be joining the big dogs after she graduates high school. What updates do you have to share with me about Zena July? Alan fell in love at first sight, Pacho. He's so in love that he's trying to make Zena the face of the new jewelry designs I showcase. And I know the Russos won't be happy at all. Wow, Viv, Your nephew is a real idiot. Cause Alan's brain has got an issue developing. I'm sure that he'll give Xena with an engagement ring by Christmas time. Alan is still your cousin Max. I get that you're younger, but be a good example to him. Pray that he makes the right decisions as a leader or that he steps down as CEO once he realizes that he can't run Russell Jewelers. I know that prayer can turn things around, Vanessa, but I also know that Alan still has free will. Since I grew up with him, I know that he's prideful and power hungry just like his dad. That also means Alan wouldn't be willing to accept defeat easily. That doesn't mean he can't change his ways. And if he doesn't, then he'll face the consequences of his choices. Whatever happens, you'll be okay, Max. I'll also be right by your side. Can't you let go of this high school beef, Michelle? Cause I can't keep trying to convince you that Dee Dee ain't the manipulative schemer like you think she is. There's a difference between disliking someone for petty reasons and disliking them for who they prove that they are. Dee Dee has shown me who she is time and time again. Because of that, I'll never let my guard down when it comes to her.